Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Talk with Sistership Heals. My name's Leanne, spiritual life coach, energy healer and psychic medium. So today I thought we'll talk about something that every single one of us have experienced again. So it's relatable and often sometimes we can struggle with, and that is making excuses. We always make excuses for things. We all say that we want abundance, we want joy, we want love, we want all those things. And then all of a sudden something creeps in. We make excuses. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, it's not the right moment. Maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe it's not meant to be. So today we're going to be unpacking what's the spiritual meaning behind these excuses and why it stops us from truly living the life that we actually desire here, and how we can lovingly call ourselves out so we stay in alignment of our path, of our soul's essence, and have the life that we truly desire here. So as always, I'll be giving you reflection prompts and activity, and depending on the time, how much I get chatting, maybe a little meditation at the end. So what are excuses really? So excuses are often disguised fears. Our fears come up. So spiritually speaking, excuses often actually block our energy. They are energy blocks here. So they keep you in a lower vibration of comfort rather than actually expansion. It keeps us stuck. So excuses are often the lies that we tell ourselves when we're often afraid of our own inner power. So for example, I don't have time to meditate. And the truth could be, I'm afraid of sitting with myself because of what might come up. So I just want you to think now, what is one excuse that you've been telling yourself lately? And then ask yourself, is it really true? Or is it covering up a fear? Is it covering a fear that you may have? You might want to pause the video in order to do your journaling. By all means, go ahead. So again, when we look at excuses, and they're often, like I said, disguised in fear, one of the fears that we often experience is the fact that fear of failure. We're fearing the sense of failure. What if I try it and it doesn't work out? What does that mean about me? What are people going to think? Another one is fear of actually succeeding. You fear the fact that your life is going to change, that maybe your connections are going to change, and maybe you'll lose certain loved ones, move away from certain loved ones, that your life is generally going to change. So you fear success. Another one is conditioning. So I've spoke a little bit about this in my podcast last week. Growing up as children, often we are told by our parents or our caregivers certain it's conditioning our brain. So condition our brain to limited thinking. That's what I was looking for. Limited thinking, without knowing that our parents have instilled in us certain things that we actually continue in adulthood. So one of them might be, don't dream too big. Don't get too big for your boots. Stay realistic. So it keeps us in that mindset of not going for our dreams and making excuses and not going for the things that we actually desire because we've been brought up to think that way. And another one is the lack of trust. The lack of trust in the universe or God or whoever you believe in. We believe, generally as human beings, we believe that we have to have control of everything instead of allowing the flowing of guidance within. We have this inner guidance, this inner intuition, our higher self guiding us here, and we don't often allow it to flow freely through us because we want to control everything. And obviously we've got free will as well, and then we've got the spiritual side of things. From a spiritual perspective, excuses actually mean you are resistant to change. You're point blank resisting change coming into your life here. So this is why you get the blocks of energy. This is why you can feel a bit of anxiety, Some of these feelings, up in your head about things, overthinking things, all because you're blocking your own happiness, your own desires by making these excuses. So I just want to invite you now. I've got a few reflection prompts for you, few journal prompts. So the first one is, what excuse do I tell myself often? What excuse do I tell myself most often? And the next one is, what would happen if I stopped saying this excuse? What would happen if I stopped making this excuse, or stopped saying this excuse? Who would I become if I stopped hiding behind it? I love this one. Who would I become if I stopped hiding behind it? So, every excuse that you make delays your alignment. It delays the things you want to bring into fruition here. When you stay small, you create energetic stagnation. So that's what's happening. You're keeping yourself small, you're keeping yourself contained, you're not expanding, not coming out of your comfort zone. So energetically, you are in stagnation, which is why it causes some anxiety or up in your head and the things that I was mentioning before. So for example, you can say that you're wanting love, and then you will turn around and say, oh, there's no good men out there, or there's no good females out there. And that excuse actually blocks your heart chakra, blocks your heart, keeps your heart closed, and blocks love coming in. Now, if you do get love coming in, it's often the fact that it's love from a place that you don't actually desire. It's not the type of love that you would necessarily want in your life, or would appreciate, or that you truly deserve. Another one is saying that you want abundance, but then in the next breath, oh, I'll never be successful, or you start to doubt yourself. So your excuse then blocks your manifestation. And spiritually speaking, excuses keep you from your soul contracts here. So the life that you have designed, the life that you have signed up to live prior to coming to earth, excuses stop that. So let me give you some ways now to recognize when excuses are running the show. The first one I can think of is that you feel stuck in this wheel of cycles. It's the same mental thinking, it's the same people that you're attracting. It's the same cycles, the same types of people, the same types of jobs or connections. There's not much change going on. It's that daily cycle of the same routine going on. You're drawing on the same, and this is all because of the comfort zone that you're in, the stagnation that you're in, and because you're in a lower vibration, you're calling in lower vibrational things. So another one is you want change, but you don't take action. You say you want change, but you don't take action. And it's funny that, because I think to myself as well, like I've been meaning to record this video all week. I'm recording it now on Friday. I've been meaning to record it since Monday. And yeah, I've been putting it off. Why do I need to put it off? I don't need to put it off, but I've been putting it off, and I've done it now, last minute, knowing the fact that my children are at school. I've got a free half an hour. Let me quickly do this video so it's ready for Sunday for you guys. So yes, we do make excuses, but eventually we need to take action. So when you recognise the fact that you're not taking action, but you say you want change, there's an excuse there. Okay, another one is that we feel envious of other people that are succeeding. And that is, and it's also as well, it underlines the fact that you know that you are capable of succeeding too. But you're just not putting yourself out there. So spiritually, you can feel heavy, you can feel drained and disconnected from your inner guidance here. It's one of those things where you really need to ask yourself, am I choosing excuses or am I choosing expansion? Which is what this video is about. And I hope you feel comfortable enough to start choosing expansion and really seeing what you're made of, allowing you to vibrate at a higher level and call in all the things that you want to bring in for yourself here. And I'm not just talking about like the material things that we necessarily want in our life. This ultimately is about us being authentic and having peace and harmony in our life. So we're not, even when things come in like, I don't know, an unexpected bill, we are not rattled by it because we have faith. We stand in our power of faith. At some point the money's going to come in, or I know I just need to do an extra shift. We have some level of faith within ourselves that we are going to be able to come out of that situation and deal with that situation. So I'm going to ask you now for, let's do a little activity now. So I want you to grab a piece of paper and you can either put a line down the middle or just on the left hand side, I want you to write down 3 excuses that you often use. 3 excuses that you often use. And you can put it in categories. You can put it in regards to your children. You can put it in regards to, or in general family. You can put it in regards to your career. So one for career, one for family, one for money, one for health, any category that you want. It might help you to kind of differentiate where your excuses come into play. You might have more excuses in one area, and that will show you what really needs to change, what really is you've been holding on to in terms of stagnant energy or blocked energy that needs to be cleared, that needs you to, I guess, take accountability for and move forward with action. Okay, so on your right hand side, I want you then to flip it into truths. So if you have on the left hand side, I don't have time, the truth would be on the right hand side, I haven't been prioritizing what matters. And that will then lead you on to saying, okay, I actually need to make this a priority. Another example could be, I'm not ready. Your excuse is, I'm not ready. And then your truth could be, I'm actually scared. I'm actually scared, but I'm more than capable. Another one could be, I can't, X, Y, and Z. And then the truth would be, I'm learning and growing every single day. You're changing your mindset, you're changing the conditioning. You open yourself up to other things just by doing this simple exercise. It's a start. So if you need more time, by all means pause the video. And what I'm going to do now is go on to our little visualization, our guided meditation. So if you are in a comfortable, safe space, I invite you now to close your eyes. Close your eyes and just take some nice, deep breaths. And I just want you to imagine standing at a crossroads. One path is lined with excuses and it's foggy down there. And it gives the feeling that it could be quite heavy to walk through or walk down. And the other is lined with light, clarity, and opportunity. And I want you to ask yourself today, what path are you choosing for yourself today? And I want you to affirm to yourself, either aloud or in your mind, I release excuses. I choose truth. I choose alignment. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Again, if you want to journal your thoughts or insights, by all means pause the video. So in closing, guys, excuses are often disguised fears. They block your energy and expansion, but you always have a choice to rewrite these, always. And there's no time like the present. So if you're ready to move past these excuses and step into your soul alignment life, and you would like support, don't forget, guys, I do one-to-one healing, spiritual coaching, and psychic mediumship readings. I nearly forgot there. By all means, guys, email me at sistershipheals@gmail.com to book your session, and I invite you to like, subscribe and comment if this resonated with you, and I hope to speak to you soon. Take care.